Hi kids, welcome to the series on Fraser Island. In the first video we're going to talk about getting on and off the barge and preparing the vehicle to go down onto the beach. Make sure if you have any questions leave a comment and please subscribe to our series. Just arrived over here. There's the barge and permit place. So we've got our permits and now we're going to head off, check our tyre pressures and fill the car up. The most important thing about driving on the beach is the tyre pressure. And the reason that that is important is that it increases the displacement area of your tyre. So it gives your tyre a bigger footprint. Normally when you're driving on the road, the footprint of your tyre is about the same size as your hand, but when we deflate the tyres, it increases it to maybe 2 or 3. There's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can do it with just a normal, this is a digital one, but there's plenty of analog tyre deflators that you can do one at a time. I've got these Schrawn tyre deflators set at 24. A lot of people suggest that you put it down to 20. But I like to have that security to know that if we get stuck, I've got that little bit of extra that I can let the tyre down.
As you can see, the tyre's squatting down now, which, as Steve said, that'll give us more surface area to cover, which keeps the tires from digging into the sand deeper and burying yourself.
Okay, done our tyre pressure, got our fuel. We've checked all of our oil and water levels to make sure that we're going to be okay and safe to travel up there and there's going to be no problems while we're there. The next thing that we need to do before we go onto the beach is to engage the four-wheel drive system. Now this changes a lot from vehicle to vehicle, but at the moment we're in the Toyota FJ Cruiser, so I'll show you what we need to do here. Okay, now that we've come to a stop, we're ready to engage the four-wheel drive. Here we have our normal driving gearbox and this is the four-wheel drive system over here. Now most newer cars you're able to control the four-wheel drive system from inside the car, where some of the older ones you'd have to engage the hubcaps from outside. In the FJ Cruiser it's not a constant four-wheel drive, so normal highway driving is in two-wheel drive, so we definitely need to engage the four-wheel drive system before we get up onto the beach. We've got H2, which is normal highway driving. H4 is for driving on the hard surfaces like hard sand and things like that, which is what we'll mostly be doing when we're travelling around Fraser. And low 2, it gives us a lot more power at lower speeds, so it's able to easily travel through the soft sand and to get up on the barge, to go over Indian Head and some of the tracks through the middle of the island as well. So the first thing you need to do is you need to move your normal driving gearbox into neutral. So we're just going to release the handbrake, move the gearbox into neutral, and now we're ready to move our four-wheel drive system. So we're going to knock it out of H2. We're down into H4, but we really want to get up over into L4. So just across, you can see that the gearbox is really loose now, and then we're just going to push it through into low 4. You can't see it here, but it shows us on the dashboard that we're engaged our diff lockers, and also traction control is off so that the four-wheel drive system takes over. So now we're ready to head off, so we'll head up and get onto the beach and then onto the barge. So when we're going on the beach, it's not necessary to hit it at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So you can see that there's some quite deep bumps here. We've got our tyre pressure at the right pressure, and we're just looking at keeping a consistent speed. There's no need to kill your vehicle or make it really rough for the passengers in the car. It's just important not to plant your foot and get too much traction on your wheel. And so just nice, you can just see we're traveling at a nice consistent speed. We're keeping into the tracks that are already there, so we're utilizing the space or the path that the other vehicles have made, and then we just keep our momentum traveling forward and not panic, just take it nice and easy.
The young bloke up there directing them, telling them to get on. He's holding everybody up until they get on because they run out of line. Now Steve's going down, so he'll go down. We're probably going to go in the middle. You have to get on the boat at an angle. You can't drive straight in.
Okay, thanks for watching the first video on how to get up into the barge and also onto the beach for Fraser. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you get all of the other videos as well. Just remember, these are things that my father had taught me, so they might not agree with what everybody says, but they work for me and I hope they work for you.